What's up guys, Scotty back at it again with this time some settings for Battlefield 6 that you may want to consider. Now I just will say, disclaimer, this is not going to be the greatest fucking settings for Battlefield 6. Many of you might have settings that just work perfectly for you, and that is more power to you if that's the case, fair play. But if you've watched my streams or watched even a stream over on Kick, Twitch or YouTube right on here, then literally if you've seen the way I move, the way I aim, and you think to yourself, oh, it's quite smooth, you know, it's smooth, the aiming doesn't seem too terrible, the movement isn't terrible. If you want to achieve the same smoothness, try these settings out. So let's get straight into it, and obviously Battlefield 6 settings are a fucking maze, so I'll keep it as simple as possible, but that's famous last words on this for this one, okay guys, so let's get into it. So, first of all, I'll just be absolutely clear. You're going to go to the accessibility tab, make sure menu narration is off. Believe me, you don't want that on. It basically fucking describes everything for you as you're doing it. You don't want that happening. I wouldn't change... I've got master volume at 100, because why the hell wouldn't you not do? Tinnitus, or tinnitus, what the fuck you say. The SFX volume to 50. The release frequency to 20,000, because that way, I think, in my opinion, it keeps the audio in your headphones just not too overbearing, if you get my drift. Now, my role brightness is different to the average. If you have a TV that's like got like just like default settings, then what brightness put it anywhere between 40 and 45, because I've had to put mine down because my TV, for some reason, the mode I have it on, I didn't even realize it, is for some reason, it's a bit more bright than it should be. Just a tad. So, I keep this general so that I don't have to remix it. So basically, my raw brightness is only set to 35.5 because my game is a tad brighter than most displays. Obviously, for you guys, you could put it down to mine if you want to, but it won't help you out, so I don't think anyway. Anywhere between 38 to 45 is perfect, unless you keep it to the 50 setting and you like it, then fair enough. First of all, I'm just going to say, if you think to yourself that any icons in the game, whilst you're in the game, are too overbearing, you're going to go to color profiles, and you're going to set these, and what you're going to do is, I'm not going to do it right now because it'll reset it for me, but what you're going to do is click on it, or press your A button or X button, whatever platform you're playing on. And you're going to make sure that the color it's currently on, you're going to move the little like square to the top right. In fact, can I do it here? Okay, so I'm not going to move this, but you see how the square is half white, half red, right? Whatever color you've currently got it on, when you click it, obviously, I've already got it here, so it's trying to tell me to do it again. But basically, it's going to end up saying to you that for that square, make sure you put it up right to the top and then far to the right, so you get the most. So you get like by far the most like in-your-face color possible, and that way, having them all vibrant like that, it helps like crazy. So that's the color profiles. Yes, there's gonna be an awful lot of fucking things in here. Now you will notice, guys, that a few settings have got little small little squares next to them. That usually means that they are in other sections of the settings. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why I set it that way, but they have. Camera effects straight away. Motion blur, turn it off. Both of them. Don't need them on. Turn them off. Turn off that one too. 50% for that one. Now some people turn this off, but if you want to reduce the amount of camera movement you get in the game whilst you're moving, if you want to reduce like the camera bobbing effect, turn this on. If you don't want to and you want the experience, turn it off by all means. These fancy ones, turn them off. You don't need them, believe me. Honest to God, like this one, when it's disabled, gives you the same kind of crosshair that you would have if you were playing Call of Duty or Warzone, however you want to say it. So it's the most reliable option for that one. Don't need much of that. Control vibration for the love of God, turn it off. I don't know anyone that uses controller vibration. If you do, fair play to you, but honestly, it's annoying as all fuck. The rest of that is all basic shit. The only thing I would say is go to the hints and turn off the vault hint, because that will just end up bugging the fuck out of you. Then we're gonna go to gameplay. Nothing really here I've got like massive that I've changed really. Yeah, so sorry, I should have explained that. Go to hold/toggle. Now I will say nothing here like I said, nothing here I've mega changed. Make sure you put double tap crouch for sprint slide off. Make sure that's definitely off, because if you don't, I don't know the full description because I haven't done my homework on it completely. I will even be honest with you guys there, I haven't. But all I know is I turn this off, and there's some kind of sprinting slide mechanic thing that that makes it. If you turn this off, then basically whilst you're sprinting, if you just tap the button, instead of double tapping your button down for crouching or sliding, you can just tap it once and perfectly fine. Let's see what else is worth it. For interact and reload, make sure you prioritize interact. That way, if you tap your X button or whatever, you will interact with things. If you're standing over a gun and you tap if you're standing over a gun and you tap it, it'll change gun instead of reloading. So make sure you, with this mode for prioritize interact, beg your pardon. If you're interacting with something, tap it, but if you need to reload, always hold the button. Obviously interacts toggle, skip revive, I've got it to hold. Why the hell wouldn't you? Let's see, what else? Is there anything there really? Mount breakout, make it instant, because if you don't do that, when you're mounted by something, it'll fucking slow come out of it, and that's just fucking really slow. You don't want that happening, believe me. Anything else I need to... Right. Infantry aim sensitivity. This goes into an awful lot of a deeper setting. Now, if you have seen my streams, once again, like I said, and you want the aiming I've got, put it to 35. I've seen some people have it at fucking like 40 or 30, but one's too fast and one's too slow. So if you want the middle ground, try 35. You may not get along with it, because obviously it's very subjective in preference, but 35 is what I've got to at. And once again, like I just said, if you've seen one of my streams, or you're in all my streams, whatever, my aiming is this. I've got that all default. Once again, that double tap crouch sprint slide. You saw it in the last screen. Like I said, if it has a little cube next to it on the screen, it means that you'll see it in other bits. Parachute auto deploy is mainly for red sec, but I've got it to tethered only, because that way I'm pretty sure it doesn't do it automatically for you. Now I should have this off actually. Roll camera in landing roll, turn it off, because that means if you're coming from a height and you press your jump button right before you hit the ground, your player will roll to avoid damage, and that means your camera won't roll with the player, because sometimes it can be a bit disorientating. Not for everybody, but see if you don't know. Mount type side and up, that just makes it easier. And peak type, disable that. It was supposed to be a big fucking feature in the game, but it doesn't do you any favors. If you want to put it on, by all means, but believe me, won't do you any favors. Once again, interact and reload, prioritize interact, so that way if you tap the button to interact with, say, a door or a gun or picking up something, that's perfect. And that way, whenever you reload your gun, you got to fucking hold. You won't have to hold it. If there's nothing around you to pick up or interact with, you can just tap it to reload. But if there's something around you that you have to interact with, make sure you hold it to reload though. For the vehicle stuff, I will full on just say to you, I don't really drive much vehicles in this game, because I don't like the vehicles in the game, on my personal opinion. So I only play domination and team deathmatch on multiplayer. So the vehicle stuff I haven't gone into. Sorry if anyone's watching this and wants the vehicle settings. I'm not the person to ask for this, so just saying. This is an infantry only thing. I should have mentioned that before actually. Now, aim assist curve type, I've got it to BF1 and BF4. For me, it is the smoothest one possible. The infantry aim assist, definitely 100%. If you would like to have the aim assist to make your game just feel more friendly, so to speak. Now, the slowdown, don't put it to 100 because the slowdown makes it so that put it to 100, it's gonna feel like fucking sticky, and you don't want it being too sticky. I've got it to 86, and once again, if you've seen it in my streams, my 86 is the how I put it on to. My aiming is pretty. It flows, but also it also sort of slows down your player, but not too much. The input curve type, once again, BF1 to BF4 makes it easy. And once again, vehicle shit I don't really look at. The HUD thing, you want to turn off vehicle and infantry HUD motion, because if you don't, it's going to get annoying. None of these got to change, really. Anything like this got to change? Yeah, big map opacity, make sure it's 85. Sorry, I should have said what I was doing there. Go to advanced HUD and icon settings. Big map opacity, 85. Now, this is subjective, but I put show kills made by the whole lobby, so that way I just know what's going on. Ping notifications in multiplayer, I turn them off, because if someone pings something in multiplayer, you don't know what they're pinging realistically. It's probably an enemy, but you never know though, so I turn it off. Resources, I put that off, because why not? It makes it simple, and why wouldn't you do it? And apart from that, now this one is quite crucial if you want the best experience for, like, say an icon for, I don't know, a flag in domination, for example, or conquest or whatever, is very bright on your screen, but if you aim in, you can't, say you are finding it hard to see the enemies past the icons because they're too bright, make the intensity make the intensity 60. That is key. Now there's a little pattern here you might notice. This one I think is the only different one. So this one, for the scale, you've got 100, opacity 80, and then if it's zoomed in, 40%. I don't know fully what this means. I must admit I got these settings off of once again one of my favorite content creators for this game, which is Benny Central. Shout out to him for the settings video he made. But basically, you want 100, 80, 40, 20, and you can pause this. You can pause these if you need to, if you can't keep up. By the way, once again, there's a very good system in place here. So for the friendly icons, going from the top to bottom, you want 100, 60, 40, 100, 60, 40. Once again, with the squad icons, same stuff applies. 100, 60, 40, 100, 60, 40. Now for the enemy scale, keep it all at 100. Neutral icons, once again, 100, 60, 40. You haven't got to worry about that. For the next one, just all 100, doesn't bother me. For this one, I think they're all default, but if they're not, then I don't think I changed those ones, but if I have, then I'll just go over them anyway. So 50, 10, 100, 100, 50, 10, 67, 20, and I think that's all I've got for that one. Make it now, coming back out of that, staying on the HUD bit, the way you've got minimap size, and make sure it's large. Background opacity at 90. That stuff's all basic. Now, viewing distance is pretty essential, so that way you can get the best, like, thing on your map possible. So then put it to 300, that way you get the most visibility. I think it's in a map as well, so I think that's all it is. Show compass, yes, all that stuff is pretty. Right now, crosshair opacity, make sure it's 100. Intensity, I put it to 80 so that I pretty much can see it no matter what I'm doing. Crosshair color is, my one's green because the theme of my stream is green, so it makes sense to me. Thickness, I put it to thick because that way you can see it really easily. Turn off crosshair projection, for the love of God. It doesn't do you any favors, believe me. Hit indicators, obviously. Put it to 100. I've got it to set to 100 and then 70. Once again, subjective. You haven't got to do that. Once again, if you notice, I've got all these colors fucking popping out to me, so it just makes it a tad more easy to notice what I'm doing. You want to make sure that you get an indicator when someone's broken armor. These ones I haven't changed, I don't think. Yep, that should be all good. I'm just gonna fucking change that to fucking the brightest it could possibly be, though, because there is no point in having that. There we go. Chat stuff is basic. Now, skip campaign, that doesn't matter. Controller, This is where it gets confusing, so bear with me. Controller settings. This is where the minefield begins. So, bear with. Once again, 35. Field of view, I go on a 110 because you can still see plenty of things, but nothing's too, like, mad. Both of the aim ratios, I've got them to 56. It just, for some reason, it's smooth. I don't quite understand it fully, but all I know is it makes it nice and smooth. No complaints from me, and it's, I don't know, it just feels most comfortable. Infantry, uniform infantry aiming, put that off. Does not fucking age you in the slightest. If you want to put it on, then go for it, but it's not worth it. Once again, you got the aim assist and the slowdown. Once again, if you didn't notice the last screen, I've got it to 186. Input curve type BF1, BF4. Aim input curve BF1, BF4. I've got the accelerants at BF. I've got the acceleration presets at BF4, BF3, and BFBC, and then the acceleration left to right at 12. That number might fucking sound low. Believe me, I use it all the time, and it's smooth as a fucking button. I can't complain. I got anything here that needs to be done? Don't think so. Yeah, I don't think there's much there to do. Obviously, these are probably just standard. Now, infantry zoom aim sensitivity, put it to 86, unless that's already been a setting I've gone over, but I'm pretty sure we have not seen that yet, though. And then apart from that, everything there is nice and basic. Obviously, that stuff is pretty much all self-explanatory. I've already said that already. Right. Now, we go to controller mapping. This one is a bit pernickety because this one sets buttons for every fucking thing in the game, and it can be a bit annoying sometimes. Now, is there anything that I would suggest straight away? Right, if you go to the movement and aiming one, scroll down to where it says crouch, press, prone, hold. Make sure you press this button, and then click down your right analog stick and then bind it. It'll probably ask you to fucking like bind it. Ask you, oh, this is on multiple things. Just want to bind it. Just do it. You'll thank yourself for it. Anything else special here? Really? Don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, it should be all good. Right, all these settings I haven't changed because once again I'm not a vehicle kind of person. Controller tuning, this is one that I should be mentioning. The people that I've gotten these settings off of do hours upon hours upon hours of things, so they know their stuff. So if this works for me perfectly, and it should work for you too. So control vibration, once again, that can fuck off. Now the dead zones, this is subjective because technically dead zones are all about your controller. If you get a lot of stick drift, now, for example, you can see my center dead zone on both sticks are fucking 4 and 5. A lot of folk put this fucking setting to 2, but if I do that, my controller's got a tiny bit of stick drift. Not a lot, but like tiny. So my one center dead zone at 4 and 5, just to stop the dead zones, and it makes it easier to do. The actual dead zone though, make sure you put this to 2.5 because it makes it so that your looking around will just be 10 times smoother. Input max threshold is 80, so that I haven't got the fucking like I can put my left analog stick fucking like less completely like moved to one side to get full motion. 100% for the right stick, so you have control of it like crazy. And then my dead zones for my triggers are all 0, so that I've got a load to fucking tap it to fucking fire it. And then 80 for the thresholds, so that way I haven't got to fucking put them all the way down to activate them, basically. Pretty sure that's all I need to do for that. Yeah. So that's the controller bit. I haven't got a bit for mouse and keyboard because I'm not a mouse and keyboard player. Sorry to disappoint you. I'm not a mouse and keyboard player at all. Now graphics. Now on console, it doesn't look as complicated as it does on as it does on fucking PC. But I've got these, and it seems to work better for me. So, as I mentioned before at the start of the video, the display, the TV I used for my console, because I'm on Xbox, if you didn't already realize that, my TV is naturally, for some reason, my mode I've got on it is fucking like, is a bit brighter than usual, so I've got to put this down by about fucking 5% more than I should. So mine was a 35.5 and it works good for me. But if you've got a TV that's the brightness setting isn't terrible and isn't crazy, then by all means just stick it on 40, fucking, I don't know. Try between 38 and 42 or 40. Anywhere in there is perfect. UI brightness, I put it to the same thing, and it seems to make it a bit more easy to see. My sharpness, I haven't changed because I don't need to. Once again, field of view on 10. Weapon field of view is wide because that way it makes the gun scene smaller, and you'll get less visual recoil depending on how you play, obviously. Now, make sure you obviously the motion blurs, we've already discussed that already. The camera bobbing, of course. Now, the three of these things, very fucking fancy wording. Turn them off. Don't need them. Secondly, we've got audio. Now, I put my master volume to 100, sound effects volume to 100. Music volume, I don't put it on. Don't really need it anyway. The commander volume, so that you can hear the like the narrator guy going like, you know, oh, like say a guy goes, oh, you know, artillery inbound or something like that or whatever. But you don't want it too loud, so 70 is perfect for me. Soldier stuff, so that you can hear like, if you can hear like one of your teammates going down in the other room or whatever, you know that that's happened. But you put that at 80, so that it's not quite as high as the gun volume for your shooting it, but it's still good enough though. I don't actually know what that UI SFX thing even is, but it hasn't seemed to have affected me, so I'm not complaining. This bit's crucial. If you wear a good pair of headphones, and I cannot stress enough, if you wear a good pair of headphones, and if you're looking for some headphones that'll be good for you, I'm currently wearing the Turtle Beach Stealth Pros. Not exactly a brand new headset by any means. I'm pretty sure they came out in fucking 2023. But they're wireless. They work on PS5, PC, and Xbox. They are perfect little wireless headsets. It's got a microphone that obviously, to put it down like that, that's it unmuted, so I could talk there and put it up like that. Yeah, it mutes itself a little bit. You've got the volume wheel around here, and etc, etc, etc. It's got a little transmitter that it uses, so you can just plug it into the console, and as long as the transmitter can find the headset, it's fine. So if you want to use that, you can do. If this headset is out your price range, my partner happens to have a pair of HyperX. I'm pretty sure they're Cloud 2s, I think it is, and they're wired, and they are, honestly, they cost like fucking £56, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what that is in dollars, but 50 odd pounds. They are a great wireless option. Unfortunately, I'm not going to put my, if I can find a way, if I'm because I'm not obviously sponsored by any of those companies. If I'm allowed to put the links to both of them on Amazon in my description, I will. But if they're not in the description, it's because I've not been sure if I'm allowed to do that though. I'll just say that out loud. But if you've got a pair of headphones that are good enough already, sound system, put it to 7.1 surround sound, because then you can hear all around you. Like, you'll get 360 fucking audio, and it makes it better. Default mix is all you need, because not really anything like crucial right now. Obviously the chat stuff is all up to you. Stereo balance all up to you again. And I've turned off my radio tunes because it just makes it a bit less annoying. Obviously I don't think there's anything in the system really. Nah, not really. Nothing worth it. And nothing there either. So there you go, guys. That is my... That's as straightforward as I could possibly make it. The settings in this game are really a maze, and honestly, it's like fighting a fucking Rubik's Cube. It's like trying to fucking solve a Rubik's Cube, but he's fighting back at you. They're quite a complicated system they've got going here. They should really simplify it like Call of Duty does, but we'll see what happens. But no, that's been my settings, guys. So, like I said, if you watch any of my streams and you see me moving and aiming, then I've just given you the exact same settings I've got. If you like them, then by all means, drop a like on the video. It's always appreciated. And apparently it helps somehow with a video. Fuck knows how it helps, but all I know is it helps somehow, though. And until then, though, guys, if you want to catch me on a stream any weekday, you'll catch me mid to late afternoon, and I stream for at least like fucking 4 hours to 5 hours every single time. So if you fancy that, you can hop in and let me know that you came from a YouTube video. Until then, though, guys, love yous and leave yous. Hope this helped, and take care.